Making it to the Super 6 and the final series is the goal for all these dog and handler teams. Competing against the top teams in the country and making it to this level is a feat all in itself. But now, it's one series at a time. And staying at the top with the best of the best is all you can hope for here at the Super Retriever Series Crown Championship. Welcome to the 2021 Super Retriever Series Crown Championship presented by Eukanuba. We're here in Shreveport, Bossier City, Louisiana. I'm David Hamilton alongside Rody Best. And Rody, we are about to wrap up our Amateur Division Championship. There are 6 finalists. 3 have already run, and we'll see the other 3 today. Among those 3, some newcomers and also a veteran. So let's start with the guy leading the pack. Steven, Guzman, and Dre, they've looked impressive all week.
Yeah, Steven and Dre, dark horses of the amateurs, coming out of nowhere and holding the lead since their first series.
Second place currently is Trigg and Mike Gibson. They're previous Crown winners. What does that mean for them, giving them that kind of experience here heading into the finals?
Well, you got to think with all that experience, that's going to help them in the last series with all the pressure coming on them.
And then a real dark horse, a brand new competitor here at the SRS, Justin Hooter and his dog Dottie, they haven't had the moment look too big for them.
Yeah, Justin's from my home state of Texas. I'm really proud of him, and I'm really impressed with his ability to maintain his composure under all this pressure.
Well, Rody, let's get it started. Let's see what the judges have for these competitors here in Series 5.
The judges have set up one heck of a test. Let's take a look at it. Mark 1 comes out from right to left and is thrown at 315 yards, landing behind a brush pile. Mark 2 is also right to left, 250 yards, followed up by the middle mark, Mark 3, left to right at 200 yards. The handler picks up one of the marks and then runs a blind at 232 yards, but on the way to this blind, a diversion bird is thrown at 94 yards. The dog is not allowed to pick up the diversion bird, but must continue on to the blind and then come back and pick up the remaining 3 birds.
And during all of this, judges are also looking for marking memory, control, and line manners, and will hand out faults consisting of 2, 5, 10, and 20 faults, depending on what they see. Up to the line next is a newcomer to the SRS, Justin Hooter and Dottie.
Dottie is a Grand Hunting Retriever champion and a master hunter and 6 years old.
She's coming into this series in 4th place with 479 total faults through 4 series.
Justin is a firefighter and an EMT, and this is Dottie's first year running the SRS.
Let's take a listen in and hear what Justin has to say about his dog, Dottie.
My name is Justin Hooter. I'm from Santa Fe, Texas, and Dottie's full name is Hooter's Little Dot. She's enthusiastic when she wants to be, but she's also lazy when she wants to be. She's the dog that can sleep in the house for 24 hours on the couch, but she's also the dog that will run non-stop for 30 minutes whenever she's been cooped up too long. On the days that she wants to compete, when she comes out the box, she's ready to go, tail wagging. On the days that she just wants to be a pet, I think she can literally mold into the couch. Nothing's been easy. We just had to work through it. We knew our field trial series was going to be our weakest link, and then having run 2 series in one day yesterday, when she came back out the box for the second time, I could tell she was a little tired. So we've just been taking it 1 series at a time. The dogs that made the finals, they deserve to be here. Trigg's already won the crown once. Dre's got 100 points on all of us coming into the 5th series. The other 2 dogs, Smokey laid down a 35 in the field trial. I mean, these dogs are no slouches. You don't get a handout at the crown. I put it to you that way. If you're here, you deserve to be here.
That's definitely a true statement as we take a look at Dottie there, bringing back the first mark. She had 64 faults, owned that bird, but her and Justin have definitely proved that they deserve to be here at the Crown Championship as well.
And she's running the blind now, a little slower pace. You can see she's a little unsure on what she's doing. We're going to see this diversion come out here in a little bit and probably give her a little bit of unnerving rattle.
Back.
Yeah, you can see there she's a little unsure. She's looking back to Justin for help, and Justin's taking the steering wheel right here and guiding her towards this blind. She got it. No problem.
Dottie picks it up there. 86 faults there on the blind to give her 150 so far here in Series 5 as he sends her on another mark.
And Justin looks like he was sending for the diversion bird, but Dottie is pushed off to the right. I think he's going to let her carry and try to pick up that right bird, but she's pretty far offline to the right, perhaps curving back in. Let's see if she can come up with it without his assistance. No, it looks like he's going to have to help her a little bit and get her a little more left.
And she finishes up that mark with 70 faults to give her 220 at that point in the run.
It looks to me like he's trying to pick up the left bird. I would think that he's a little concerned about how she seems a little unnerved and rattled, and perhaps he thought he could save some energy by sending her to the long bird, but she's still unsure. She stopped and looked for direction.
Rody, for our viewers who may not be as familiar with the sport, he's sent her on back. What do you mean by that?
Well, when we say back to a dog, we expect them to take the line that we give them and keep running until we stop them. Perhaps he was worried that she would continue to pop and rack up more points, and by saying back, she could get rid of a few of those pops.
Dottie finally sees it right here in this brush pile. She'll end this mark with 80 faults.
He still got that diversion bird left. We've seen a couple handlers earlier pick it up pretty clean.
Back.
She's on a good line here, but oh, she's not sure, a little unsure, a little unconfident, and Justin's going to have to handle her to that bird.
Back.
21 faults there on the diversion bird for a total score here in Series 5 of 321 faults and a 5-series total of 800 faults. Justin and Dottie, great run there, currently in second place, but we still have 2 more dogs to run, including up next, Mike Gibson and Trigg. The Super Retriever Series Crown Championship is presented by Eukanuba. Sporting dogs give us everything we ask and then some. Their nutrition should do the same. By the Shreveport Bossier Sports Commission. We are focused on you. And by Louisiana Tourism. Feed your soul. Welcome back to the Super Retriever Series Crown Championship presented by Eukanuba. It's our first time holding the Crown Championship here in Shreveport, Bossier City, Louisiana, and man, I gotta tell you, we have had a great week. This place has been incredible, and a big thank you to the Shreveport Bossier City Sports Commission. They've been so hospitable to everyone from the Super Retriever Series this week. Now we're back out here at Cecile Plantation, a beautiful property in this town, and at the line is our most experienced amateur in this game, Mike Gibson with Spring River's hair trigger, call name Trigg, and they come into the 5th series with 448 faults. And as Mike sends Trigg, let's listen in and hear what he has to say about this dog and handler team.
Mike Gibson from Galena, Kansas, and this is Spring River's hair trigger. We call him Trigg, and he's 9.5 years old, and we're trying to be the first amateur to ever win twice, but we got our work cut out for us. Trigg's actually belongs to my daughter and son-in-law, and they have 2 young children, and Trigg comes into the house every night with them and lays down on the floor, and they read nighttime stories, and the little 1-year-old Riggs just sits and pounds on him the whole time, and Trigg just lays there and takes it. But when it comes to training, he's a workaholic, and when it comes to retrieving and doing his thing, he loves his work, and there's nothing he'd rather be doing more. But when he's done with that, he'd just soon be in the boys' bedroom and letting them waller all over him. Fortunately for me, I've been here several times and have an idea what it takes to be ready for something like this, and it's great competition. This is the best of the best of the season, and everybody here is capable of winning. There's a camaraderie among all the guys here, that there's a respect for one another, and there's been 2 or 3 great dogs that retired this weekend, and I know how that feels if with doing that with Jeter last year, and but you hate to see anybody not perform to their best, and it's always tough to see those guys go down, but you have to keep moving on and fighting on, and unfortunately Mr. Guzman has left us all with some ground to make up for coming into the finals here, so not only are we going to have a great run, but he'll probably have to stub his toe a little bit for any of us to have a chance.
And we just saw Trigg pick up the right bird, which is a little unusual and different from the handlers before him, but it actually paid off very well. He did a very good job, picked up that bird with very little hunt.
Yeah, only 8 faults there on that first bird. So a great start here for Mike and Trigg, as we heard Mike say a moment ago. Steven Guzman and Dre had a pretty good lead, 110 fewer faults than Mike and Trigg, so they were going to have to make up some ground, but they certainly did so on that first bird.
And he's following it up with a very nice blind. Trig hardly even looked at that diversion bird and cast it off of it very nicely with one cast, and this is where his wealth of knowledge and experience really pays off. If he can finish up good here, he's sitting in a good place.
And that's exactly what he does as we see Trig pick up the blind there. Judges gave them a 70 fault on that blind, so after 2 birds, a total score of 78 faults.
And now Mike's going to send him to that diversion bird. He's on a great line. He obviously saw this bird. He had to run past it to pick up that blind retrieve, so this bird shouldn't be too much trouble for him.
In fact, it's going to be no trouble at all as we see him running over here. Trig picks this one up clean and actually gets 0 faults on the diversion bird. So again, 78 total faults with only 2 birds left to go, Rody.
Yeah, Mike's got to be feeling pretty good about this. He's got 2 birds left. The left bird's the hardest bird. Looks like he's going for the go bird, which is a little outside, curving in. Looks kind of like my golf swing, actually. Well, he's curving in beautifully on this bird. If he can just maintain that line right there, he's going to pick it up beautifully.
And he did just exactly that. So only 30 faults there on that bird. 108 total faults with only 1 bird remaining.
Yeah, I think he just got a few points for being offline there, but Trig obviously knew where that bird was. We're seeing a really nice run here.
We know that Steven Guzman with his dog Dre, you know, they came in with a 110 fault lead, but you know, he's got to be watching this run very carefully going, man, you know, Mike and Trig came to play today. I need to make sure that I do the same.
I tell you what, that was a great whistle right there. Mike saw Trig curving to the right, knew that was not a good place to be. Trig got almost all the way there without a whistle and finishes really nice.
Trig and Mike with 40 faults there on the final bird for a 148 and a 5 series total of 596 faults. Mike and Trig now currently in the lead. When we come back, it's time to look at the 2021 Eukanuba Team of the Year.
The Eukanuba Team of the Year, for us to win, I mean, it's a very big honor. There's multiple dogs out there to try to compete, and we were able to compete and place. We ran in 8 SRSs, and he placed in the top 4 in 7 of them. So I'm pretty proud of that. We were enjoying it. We were going all over the country. We were doing good, and then all of a sudden, Ernie started creeping up behind us with Bang, and we were, I think, 6 points ahead of him. And I saw Ernie signed up for the Nebraska and both of the Minnesota SRSs. So we're like, I can't take it and just quit. So we weren't going to Nebraska or Minnesota. So I had to sign up. So we went, and Ernie wasn't able to go. So, and we did go, and we ended up placing in all 3. So it was really good. But Ernie had us on the road. Part of the money we won for winning Team of the Year goes to the SRS College Fund, which is near and dear to my heart because my son actually ran in the first 2 SRSUs, and their team actually won. As a matter of fact, the second year he ran Sarge because his dog had knee surgery, and he got 5th with Sarge. And Gareth Boykin ran with him this year in the SRSU and got 3rd with him. So the SRSU is near and dear to our heart, and we're proud to be supporting it. He loves the game. He turned 9 years old 3 weeks ago, and he acts like a 2-year-old. He works with you. He loves to do it. He's a fun dog. Here, as you can see, he doesn't like to sit still. Oh, we hate each other. Can't you tell? Hey, buddy, sit.
A very well-deserved congratulations to John Lamar and Sarge, our 2021 Team of the Year. John and his other dog, Smokey, took home 2nd place, and Ernie D'Antoni and Bang in 3rd. Let's head over to the docks. Rody, have you ever tried dock jumping?
No, what do you have to do, David?
Well, it's a fun family event that really anyone who has a dog can do, even kids. And this year we have our tyke division here, which is for all competitors 15 and younger. They can jump their dog. Basically, you just throw the bumper out there, and whatever dog jumps the farthest is the winner.
Wow, what a neat concept.
Yeah, man. Right here, our first competitor is Olivia Light. She's jumping Denali. Denali's owned by James Birch, and so James is up there on the line with her, and then Olivia tells Denali, all right, sit. Olivia's gonna walk out here to the edge of the dock, prepares herself mentally. Look at that big deep breath.
She is all business, isn't she?
Throws the bumper out there. There goes Denali. What a great jump. And well, 16 feet, 11 inches there on their 2nd attempt. Our next competitor, Maisie Cliff, here with Edgar. Edgar's owned by Kim Dunn. Kim's gonna help set up Edgar there as we see Maisie at the end of the dock, throws the bumper.
Wow, what a jump. Amazing.
Absolutely, Rody. A 19 feet, 10-inch jump by Edgar and Maisie. So they take home the Crown Championship here in the Tyke Fly division. Up next, it's back over to the Retriever Trials, and we'll see our last dog in the Amateur division, Dre, with handler Steven Guzman. The Super Retriever Series Crown Championship is presented by Eukanuba. Sporting dogs give us everything we ask and then some. Their nutrition should do the same. By the United Kennel Club, dogs that do more. And by Thor Boats and Lucky Duck Kennels. Welcome back to the Super Retriever Series presented by Eukanuba. We're back here at the Cecile Plantation with the last dog to run in the amateur division. It's our current leader, Dre, with handler and owner Steven Guzman. They've been in the lead all week. They need just one more clean run, and the crown will be theirs.
This is Trinity's Nothing But a G Thing, Super Retriever Series amateur champion, master hunter, qualified all age, and a grand hunting retriever champion. Not sure if Dre saw this bird. He's offline to the right and getting dangerously close to the blind out there. Now, if he picks up that blind before picking up the mark, he is disqualified. And Steven did a really good job of minimizing the damage there and coming out of that score on that mark with a fault of 18. He's going to run the blind next and has a really good initial line on this blind. David, what's your impression of Steven and Dre?
Well, I think I speak for all of us when I say, as first-timers here at the Crown Championship, they have not let the pressure get to them, and they've just been so impressive all week. You know, Steven, as they're running the blind here, spoke to us earlier and told us about his relationship with Dre and about what he thought of Dre's performance here at the Crown Championship.
My name's Steven Guzman. I'm from South Carolina, and his name is Trinity's Nothing But a G Thing, and we call him Dre. He's just a good team player. You know, this is our first time running SRS. We ran 2 weekend events this year, and this is our first time at the Crown, and it's a really awesome experience, and he's just working with me really well, and I'm super proud of him. We're just working well together, and when he goes to the line, it's like you know he's there, and then when you walk off, it's like flipping a complete switch, and he just wants you to love on him, pet on him. My wife will take him outside when I'm not around, just throw happy fun bumpers, and he's rolling around in the dirt, rolling on her and stuff like that. So he completely knows the difference between work and home life. He loves work. He's very serious about it, got a lot of drive, and not many times he gives you that he don't give you 100%, and he has one gear, and that's wide open.
What a great team there, and Steven and Dre did a really nice job on this blind, coming out with a score of 35 faults on it. And you got to think, with the pressure put on him by Mike and Trigg, Steven is not backing down whatsoever, and Dre looks absolutely perfect on this mark as well, coming out with a score of 0 faults on that one.
Yep, so after 3 birds, a total of 53 faults, and we heard him say that Dre has one gear wide open, and we're seeing that here in the finals.
He's going for the middle mark now. Got a good initial line. He's going to have to step in here and help him a little bit. I think Steven's concerned that his line's going to be too far off. He's going to try and make a quick recovery here and get the bird, and again, minimize the damage, making a very nice move there and picking this bird up with relative ease as well.
Yep, 64 faults on that bird, 117 total up to this point on Series 5.
Only 1 bird remaining. Steven and Dre have been absolutely unshakable. But starting out early on this mark, already he's having a little bit of trouble trying to handle him. We got a cast refusal there. Perhaps Dre's getting a little bit independent on him. Steven's trying the best he can, but Dre's just not quite working with him the way he should be. Got a good cast there. Let's see if he can get out there a little further and back. No, we got another refusal there, going too far outside, but he's curved back in. If he can get just a little deeper, he's almost there. One more whistle, one more handle. He should have this bird, hopefully. Oh, we've got to dig back into the woods. A lot of hunting going on. This is not going well for Steven and Dre. Got to think that the judges are really getting a lot of points racked up for this big hunt. I don't know. It doesn't look real good for Steven and Dre.
And unfortunately, Dre and Steven just couldn't get to the area of the bird without racking up a bunch of faults. They end Series 5 with 360 faults, a total 5 series score of 698, putting them out of the lead. They do finish in second, but that means Your 2021 SRS Crown Champion in the amateur division for the second time is Trig and handler Mike Gibson.
Pretty elated. You know, no amateur dog I think's ever won this thing twice, and that makes Trig's second time. And you know, I feel really bad for Steve. He ran a great trial all weekend and had a little trouble there at the end. That gave us an opportunity to maybe slip in there, but Trig ran a good trial all weekend. I'm very proud and very, very happy. Trig will get anything he wants tonight, and so will his family.
Congrats again to Trig and Mike Gibson, our amateur crown champions, and also congratulations to all our other finalists. Next episode, we'll have the pro division, so be sure to tune in. I'm David Hamilton for Rody Best. Thanks for watching the Super Retriever Series Crown Championship, presented by Eukanuba.